What's going on, everybody? This here is my 1995 Mustang GT, as you can see. A little backstory with this: I got it a few years ago from a young guy, bone stock. Him and his grandfather, I believe, was working on the vehicle, and for whatever reason, they were unable to finish it. They were rebuilding it. So what I did, I took it home and figured out how much work it needed to finish putting it back together, had all the parts inside the car, got it running, put it back together, and then I ripped the motor out and transmission immediately because I had big goals to do a turbo LS on the cheap, because that's what everybody was doing a couple years ago. But let me tell you, that whole cheap LS swap thing is a myth. Moving forward, I found a 6-liter LS and 4L80E transmission. Slapped that in the car. Wasn't too difficult, but because this is a 95, it had the original 5-liter motor in it versus the 4.6. So that made motor mounts and finding kits a little bit difficult. Offhand, I can't remember which kit I ended up going with, but it worked out. I think I did the Hooker Blackheart. That's what I did, the Hooker Blackheart kit, motor mounts and whatnot. Got the motor and transmission in there, got the car working. Fast forward, threw the turbos in there, the intercooler, and basically just had to finish an exhaust for it and a blow-off valve. And all of a sudden, I had the bright idea watching YouTube. Nivac 57, I believe his name is. He did this Hellcat LS swap in his F-body. And I was like, shit, why can't I do that? And of course, he said it would be on the cheap. And let me tell you, he had those prices wrong as well. There's a lot more work into it than what he made it sound like. And I know a lot of people out there are seeing videos of people with LSs already installed in trucks and whatnot, and then they just go ahead and slap on this Hellcat supercharger thinking that's some big accomplishment. I mean, whatever. Anyways, as you can see right here, the car is sitting on 18 by 10s. These wheels I actually got from my old Charger that I had. I had a scat pack with the 392. Fully built the engine in that, and I threw the twin turbos on that. And this is before anyone really had any turbo kits or anything available for it. And I had the turbos mounted in the front bumper. Got rid of that car. Here they are. It just has the wheels still laying around. They are Mickey Thompson ET Street Rs. They are P305 45R18. And I was actually really shocked they fit on the Mustang, to be honest. When I was driving it, though, I heard a little bit of rubbing on this side, and I figured out what it was. It was just rubbing on the inner wheel well. There's no light right now, so you can't see it, but it was just rubbing on the inner wheel well. So I trimmed that out on both sides, and just now got back from taking on a test drive, and it works. So also, you can see these tires are old. Let's see if we can see how wide. They're a little old, but they're holding air. So I just took it around my neighborhood just to see what it does. I do have new tires on the way, front and rear. These tires are freaking, I think, 14 years old, judging by the date code. So don't really want to drive too far on these. Anyways, back to the whole swap. So found me a deal on the supercharger online. Picked that up, I believe, for 1,800 bucks. And because I already had truck accessories in the car, you know, I really had to figure out this whole thing. Because I had the truck accessories already on this, I had to figure out how to get everything mounted. And based on what I had and what I've already seen online, there was pretty much only the video that Nivac had, and then there was some other guy talking about how he threw a LSA supercharger on his LS and what needed. So I kind of just combined information from both of them. Now, yes, you're looking at it, there's wires everywhere because this is still just getting it running, making sure everything's doing what it's supposed to do, and then I go back and I'll clean up the wiring, or maybe I'll pay someone else to do it because over it, you know what I mean? But as you see, we've got the heavy duty upgraded supercharger pulley, 2-belt system, so it's a dedicated belt just for the supercharger. Right now I believe it's making about 19 pounds of boost. Full suspension work on the front. I have the UPR chromoly K-member set underneath the car, and this fuel pressure regulator, aeromotive, right? This right here, I did just upgrade this because recently I was running the one from like Evil Energy, and there's a night and day difference between this fuel pump, fuel pressure regulator, and the Evil Energy one. Yeah, if I find time, I'll make a video dedicated about that, but I would definitely spend the extra money and get a legit one, trust me. And as you can see over here, we are running electric hydraulic power steering. This is out of the Volvo power steering. It was super easy to hook up. Still using my factory lines. I just needed to get a couple of adapters to get the hose to mount up, the high pressure side hose to mount up. Other than that, it was the factory freaking lines. So that worked out really easy. Overall, I think the project is a success. So I forgot. Once I got this thing put on, FabWorks, shout out to them for their boost controller or a boost bypass valve that they had. I think I was one of the first people to order it because it took me so long to get it, and then they had to send it back because it was malfunctioning or something, and so yada yada. I got the upgraded V2, V3, whatever version, and it seems to work perfect. But anyways, after getting it running on the stock motor, which I did take apart the stock motor and clean it up, put all new bearings in, I checked rain gap and everything and put it back together, and it seemed like it was good to go. But during testing, I couldn't tell if it was an exhaust leak or something wrong with the valves, but I heard some kind of ticking. So I got a little nervous and decided to just rip the block out and completely rebuild it. Now, when I had it running, for whatever reason, my oil pressure was reading 100 PSI, and I didn't know if I was tripping or not, but I believe it was this side of the engine. When I took off the valve covers, the rocker arms and everything looked black, just burnt to shit. So maybe there's a clog in there somewhere that was actually causing the high oil pressure. So when I rebuilt the engine, I cleaned out all the oil passages best I could and everything, and put on a new sensor just to make sure it wasn't a problem with the sensor. And now at idle, we're reading about 55 PSI. So we're good to go. And fuel pressure sitting steady at 60. So right now, yep, currently fully built, new cams. It's got a BTR stage 1 or 2 cam in it. Can't remember. It's been been a year or two. All new accessories. We've got the Texas Speed 6-liter drop-in forged kit. So forged rods and pistons, and new ring pack. We've got all new rocker arms, trunnions. We got the upgraded trunnion kit, plus we got the LS7 lifters in this thing. So I'm pretty happy with what it's turned out to. Oh, also shout out to Circle D Specialties because they hooked me up with a spec'd out torque converter. So shout out to them. Yeah, shout out to them. And overall, driving the vehicle, I'm still in the break-in period. I probably only have about 4 miles on the car since the break-in, but overall, definitely pretty happy with the way it's been working out. Finally touched the gas a little bit and was able to lay 2 stripes down in the neighborhood, so that's always fun. And stay tuned for updates. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Go ahead and make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll continue to make some more content. I'll go ahead and make a video of this thing running and driving and having all that good pleasure. Thanks.